And remember, um, I'm a parent also, but I'm an instructor, and some of these things I look for will help you become a safe driver. So I'm going to go over some of the things that you need, and we're going to talk about some of the common mistakes that beginners do, and to really help you. A lot of beginning drivers misjudge distance. So you're going to pull out in front of a car and you're going to scare mom and dad. And they're like, didn't you see that car? And they'll be like, um, what car? Or I saw the car. Honey, you just pulled out. We almost got hit. So beginning drivers misjudge speed and distance. Next, your parents need to be coaching you through the whole process, right? They should be telling you where to go. Hey, we're going to go to the mall. Okay, how do I get there? And first they may say, you don't know? You've been watching us the last 14 years. No, you haven't. You've been on your phone, you've been playing, but now you're driving. So you got to learn street signs. You got to learn mile roads. You got to learn landmarks. And for the beginner, it can be overwhelming to drive, especially if your parents are not patient. And if your parents aren't patient, they're going to be rushing you and they're going to throw you out in traffic. And that can be very scary and very overwhelming. So, whoever's the most calm parent, if it's your dad, then sorry, mom, you should be driving with your dad. If your dad's kind of real tight and tense, sorry, dad, you got to drive with your mom. Whoever's in the front seat is the co pilot. So, if your mom is in the front seat, listen to her. If your dad's in the front seat, listen to him. You're going to run into problems when your dad says, I need you to go straight. Your mom says, honey, at the light, make a right. And then you're confused. So there needs to be that clarification because dads will do certain things, maybe more chilled, more relaxed, let you get away with a little bit. Moms, honey, I need both hands on the wheel. You're going too fast. You did a rolling stop. Okay, so you'll figure that out as you go along. Now, if you have an older sibling, 21, 24, you can drive with them. But if they are not good drivers, you're going to pick up habits from them that could cause you to fail your test, speed, do rolling stops, cut off cars, drive fast in neighborhoods, not really check when you make turns, and you could end up getting into an accident, killing someone. And I say that not in a nonchalant way, but injuring someone. I don't want to say killing someone. Your parents should be patient with you. Good parents are patient. They don't yell at you when you make a mistake. You're going to make a mistake. Farrah, you're going to make a mistake. James, you're going to make a mistake. Is it Samaya? Am I saying it right? Okay, I'm learning. Justice, you're going to make mistakes. And if your mom and dad are always like, I told you. Mom, can you get dad? He's about to go nuclear. Dad, can you get this lady? You mean your mom? Yes, dad. She is ready to punch me in the face because you're going to make mistakes. And if you have your little brother, sister, they're going to be like, are you going to kill me? Mom, dad, can you please get my sibling? They are making me highly nervous. And then you're going to be riding with your cousins. And they're going to be judging you too. Because everyone likes to judge the driver. Okay? Your parents should be giving you advice in advance. Honey, when you go to the roundabout, I need you to yield and go in and go around to the left. They shouldn't say, make a left. And you just turn left and hit a car. They have to tell you early what to do. Next, your parents should not make last minute decisions because they're going to confuse you. You're a beginning driver. Honey, you got to speed up. No, slow down. You're going too slow. You told me to slow down. And then they're going to go back and forth. Meanwhile, the light just changed, or a truck is coming, or a little girl is walking in the street and your mom and dad is like on you, and you're like, you almost hit that girl. Mom and dad, you were screaming at me, and I was trying to keep the car straight. So if your parents are overloading you, it's called information overload, you're going to shut down. Next, your parents should make conversation with you, right? Hey, honey, how was your day? Oh, it was good. I got an A on my test. Oh, that's good. Okay, at the next light, I need you to make a left. Thanks. Next, your parents should be doing a visual demonstration. They should be showing you where to look. I need you to look to the right. I need you to look to the left. I need you to turn around when you back up. You have to look out of your back window when you're backing up. But mom, dad, you don't do that. You should be looking out of your back window all the time. Your parents should be telling you their blind spots. What are blind spots? There are four: left side, right side, front, and back. I have some good truck driving videos, wink, wink, Justice, some really good truck driving videos about the no zones, and we need to look at those. Next, your parents should be considerate. If they're screaming at you, shutting you down, making you feel like a piece of crap, you're like, I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive with you, Dad, Mom. I definitely want to drive with you. I'm going to drive with my cousin. I want to drive with my uncle. Okay? Because they are just more relaxed. Next, they should be telling you stories about when they learned how to drive, what they went through, and driving through the neighborhood. I learned how to drive a stick shift in our neighborhood. I was going about 10 to 15 miles an hour and learning to power shift without pushing the clutch in. What could I have done? Blew up my transmission. But I was learning how to shift without pushing in the clutch, which is very risky, but I wasn't going fast because I knew not to speed in the neighborhood, but I had to learn how to drive a manual. So I was learning how to power shift without the clutch, and it's about timing. But that's very hard on the transmission. I blew it up 3 times, but I replaced it with my own money because my parents did not have the money, and it's my fault. But I had a manual, and those are things you're going to go through. Your parents should make it fun. If they're always like harping on you doing this, but they're supposed to do that because they are your parent. They brought you in this world, and they can take you out of this world. Okay? I know you heard that before. So if you're disrespectful or not thankful, they're like, you're so ungrateful. Mom, just because I didn't do what you wanted me to do, I'm ungrateful. Dad, just because I didn't put my tie on, we were going to your dad's place. So you have to learn to kind of live in the neutral, and when you're about 20, 24, you'll live in the neutral. But right now, your parents own you. They can tell you what to do. And if you don't do it, they're going to twist it into you're disrespectful. You do have to use the clutch really fast. The car I was driving had a hydraulic clutch. It was the T5 5-speed, which came in the Mustangs. They had the world-class carbon fiber parts. I had the IROC Z28. So those 4 speeds were just strong enough. Excuse me. The 5 speeds were just strong enough to take a little bit of abuse. But if you really got too aggressive, it's an internal rail design. You're going to blow up second gear. But I blew up third gear because I kept missing third gear, and then that destroys the synchronizers. Okay, so those of you who learn how to drive a manual, you have to use the clutch. And I suggest you learn how to drive a manual because you'll get better. You'll become a better driver. You'll be one with the car in the rain and snow. You'll learn how to shift. You'll learn how to downshift, upshift, and you'll really be a much more well-equipped driver. But it does take practice. 90% of the cars in the United States are manuals. 90% of the cars in the United States are automatics. 10% are manuals. Your parents should be making this fun for you. If you're getting stressed out, your instructor should be making it fun for you. If you're not having fun, why are we doing this? Next, good parents on the road are very calm. They give you advice. They tell you how to improve. Not, oh my God, you're going to kill me. Slow down. If it's a stressful situation with your instructor or parent, you're not going to want to drive. And there's a group of about 30% of all of you young drivers who don't want to drive. I do want to get my CDL. We were just talking about that. I have a chauffeur's license. Ding, ding, ding. So vehicles, I want to say under 16,000 pounds. I could be wrong. I do have my chauffeurs. The CDL, you have to be 21. The CDL, you'll have an instant job. Why? There's a shortage of drivers around the country. And I look at a lot of videos on YouTube, female drivers, male drivers, 21, 25, 27, making 100K, 150K, 175K, but they're not married and they have their own truck and they're driving in the Midwest. They go to Michigan, they go to Indiana, they go to North to South Dakota, and they make upwards of 15,000, but 3,000 of that is gas. Another 2,000 for tires. Then you have to pay tolls. So you may make 20, but after taxes and fuel, you're going to make 10. But if you're an adventurous person, yeah, facts, good money. It's crazy money. But if you get caught speeding in a semi truck, goodbye. Good night. Because the tickets are so much more. And just like me, I'm a driver's ed instructor. If I speed and get caught, why would I lose my certification? That's stupid. I teach adults, I teach teens. So I have to drive like a little old man. And however, you have truck drivers driving an 80,000 pound, 90,000 pound vehicle. If they run a light, it's over. You're crushing a car. If they flip a load and spill it on the expressway, someone's life is lost. And cars cut off semi trucks all the time. And you don't want to be involved. When I was younger, in the Metro Detroit area, good friend of mine, we drove the semi truck through the downtown tunnel of Detroit, Windsor. We drove the truck through the tunnel upwards to Buffalo, New York. I was amazed how this big semi truck could fit in that small tube. Right, incredible. So if you have a chance to drive with someone who has a CDL, who is becoming a truck driver, you need to drive and have that experience so you can see really tall. You can see cars cutting you off. They appear, they disappear. So it's a really good experience. And there are a lot of young semi-truck drivers, 21, 25, 27. So when you guys are driving, take a peek up at that driver. If they're real young, they don't have a lot of experience. Most of these semi-truck drivers are in the middle lane or the right lane. Cars and trucks don't mix. They call us four-wheelers, right? Semi-trucks, 18-wheelers. But you see a lot of young drivers making crazy amounts of money, driving all over the Midwest, long range across the United States. And I follow a lot of drivers on social media. I thought I saw something crawling. I was getting ready to jump. You saw me look like, oh boy. But it's a good chance to see America. You see people. So you should watch shows like this, and they take you through their whole journey, their whole day, picking up, loading, unloading, getting paid, hopefully not paying a fine because you're speeding, going through New York, going through New Jersey, going through Metro Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas. I've been around the world. Very true. Self-discipline is needed when driving more bigger vehicles. This is true because you can go 80 or 90, but you got 80,000 pounds. You got 100,000 pounds. And I'm not going to repeat on the air what a truck driver told me on the amount of weight they carry. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. And if you cut off a truck, you're probably going to get ran over and crushed. Never cut off a truck. Give them room. Give them space. We need truckers because they take care of America. Facts. Okay? Don't cut off vehicles. And it would be nice to engage in truck driving school. I'm not certified to teach truck drivers, but that would be another endorsement that I could get. Um, Good drivers and good parents make you do things correct. Okay, I want to correct lane change. Look over your shoulder. I want you to do a 3-point turnaround. Okay, is it clear? Execute it. I want you to parallel park. I want you to back the semi truck correctly into the loading dock. If you back sideways, you rip the whole side of the truck off. If you do that in your car, you're just going to go on the grass or hit your neighbor's car. Okay? And when semi trucks have accidents, it is very dangerous. Your parents will always allow you to fix your mistakes and figure out what you did wrong. You're saying this, but my parents don't act like that. They should. Your good instructor should teach you to learn from your mistakes. But your parents don't have a brake in the car. I do. I'm trained to teach adults and teens. Your parents are not. If they're going to cuss you out, I told you not to. You need to listen. I'm sorry I yelled at you. Why are you crying? Because you're screaming at me and you called me a name, and I don't like that. So you got to keep your cool when you're teaching someone how to drive. They show you how to use your hands. You're making a right turn, they should be pointing. You're making a left turn, they should be pointing. You've got to communicate. I got my license 2 weeks ago, and so far this is going well. I'm happy it's going well, but it's no but. Continue to learn how to drive. Continue to get better. When you get your license, when you get your permit, you should be driving. For semi-truck drivers, once they get their hours in, you're about to make bank. Once you own your own truck, you're about to make money. And that's what you want to go to, is owning your truck. And then some of you will have a car, but you got to get a job. It doesn't run on air. And if you have a Tesla, you charge it. So you have to be ready. Thank you. You're welcome. Sharing those skills with students, because trucks are very dangerous. I had several friends who are gravel truck drivers. This is what they said to me: stay away from us. Don't mess with gravel trucks. That gravel can come off, crack your windshield. Had a SS Trailblazer. I just got out of the shop. Guess what happened to my windshield, Justice? What happened to my windshield, Justice? Following the truck too close. What happened? Tell us. Can't hear you.
Following a truck too close.
What happened to my windshield?
It broke.
Yes.
Oh.
And my son and brother were laughing at me. And I'm like, that's not funny. I was following too close. Some gravels and rocks came off, hit the bottom left corner, and it cracked. That was $350. I couldn't go to hey, Mom, Dad, can I borrow $350? I had to pay that myself. That's an equipment violation. And when you guys start learning how to drive, if your muffler drops off, I don't know what you want me to do, Farrah. James, I don't know what you want me to do. Samaya, I don't know what you want me to do. You better work some more hours at your job. You better talk to your manager. Your parents are not the money tree. Okay? It costs a lot of money. Your parents should be making you feel comfortable. Your instructor should be making you feel comfortable. There should be no awkward silence in the car. Like your mom and dad should be focusing on you. They shouldn't be looking at some cat videos or dog videos. And at home, you should be playing games. They should be showing you how to drive. They should be encouraging you to learn. Let me cut this off and on again. They should be encouraging you to be authentic and learning and living your best life. And once you drive out there, you know, driving at night, driving in the rain. We're in the Midwest. We have fog. We have snow. Understanding your distance saves lives. So, yes, don't tailgate a semi-truck in an SS Trailblazer. I was driving too fast, too close, and some loose gravel came off, cracked my windshield. I will never tailgate a semi-truck. And that's dangerous, of course. Good parents, good instructors are patient. They don't belittle you when you make a mistake. A good teacher, a good parent is always positive and smiling. Intersections are very dangerous, and you've got to look for cars, trucks, and animals, particularly big semi trucks. If their light's yellow, they're not stopping because they got 80,000 pounds. Are you kidding? If you got a truck coming, you might as well wait because your life is about to be ended because the semi truck will win. Um, in car, allow in the car, your parents should be allowing you to listen a little bit of music, chilling, you know, relaxing. I need you to type in what you learned into the chat. All of you type in what you learned. We tied in semi trucks. We tied in driver's education. We tied in your parents and they're coaching you. There's a shortage of semi truck drivers. There's a shortage of driving instructors. Your parents have got to be like so patient. They're going to be hard on you because you're their son or daughter and they don't have a break. I need you to understand this. And they're going to be so scared because she was just 10 years old last week. Mom, I'm 17. James was just 10 2 days ago. How do you stay calm when you're a teacher? I trust my students. I build a positive relationship. Good instructors tell stories, they build relationships, they're humble. It does get scary sometimes when you're tired or when you're driving at night or when, let's say I have a 10-hour day and I have very short breaks. I'm tired. I didn't get to use the bathroom. I'm hungry. I had 3 or 4 scary drivers. I carry that anxiety and nervousness into my next driver. And that's when you get kind of irritated. And it takes time not to judge the first driver to the second driver to the third driver. The first driver is the most stressful. So imagine this was the summertime and I have 36 of you. The first drive, this is why I need to do a good job in class, showing you what you should do, what you should not do, showing you a quizzy, showing you a Kahoot. The more experienced you are as a driver's ed instructor, the better you're going to be. And when I meet your parents, say hello. Your instructor should be doing this. Every instructor's different. They never get out of the car. They don't wave. You just jump into the car. I feel sorry for you. You want to have an instructor who's going to meet your parents, say hi. Is this your first time? Are you the first one through in the family? No, they were the fifth. Okay. Have you driven a little bit? Yeah, I drove a little bit with my dad, or I drove a little bit with my mom, or my dad just took me out. It wasn't so good. I've had students like that who are literally crying before they get into the car. And I already know your mom and dad cussed you out, screamed at you, real talk, and it's not going to be a good day. So I try to make every day good. I start you in the parking lot going up and down the aisles, turning hand over hand in, hand over hand out. But the schools are the most dangerous place. So we try to avoid the parking lot during school time. But in the summer, you just had a football team, you had the band, you had the cheerleaders. So in the summer, I have a better strategy of getting you in the parking lots, going up and down the aisles, going in neighborhoods, making 12 right turns, 12 left turns, and then getting you on the main thoroughfare. Every instructor is a little bit different. I make sure you have thin sole shoes on. I'm not sponsored by Crocs. I'm not sponsored by Converse. Crocs and Converse are very comfortable, thin sole, not the thick platform shoes. Thin sole shoes that allows you to feel the gas and brake. I usually find the student that is the most confident. I try to get them in first. What is your method of road sign recall? You need to understand signs by their color. Guide signs are blue and white. Warning signs are yellow and black. James, am I looking okay or are you just picking your teeth? Stop, son. Don't answer. Bro, what you doing? Okay. And guide signs are blue and white. The first sign I think you need to remember is a stop sign. That's red and white. And if you don't stop, you're going to get a ticket. You're going to get hit. So, me learning how to drive stop signs. But a lot of neighborhoods today around the world and around the country don't have stop signs anymore. Okay. So, you instantly don't know what to do because I've driven students in extra suburban areas. There are no signs. I've driven students in 20-year, 25-year, 30-year neighborhoods. There's stop signs at every single corner. So you got to know how to stop. You got to understand the size, the color, and shape. Next thing I think is the warning signs on the expressway, the chevron alignment signs. If you're going too fast, you're going to roll your car over in the ditch. And then the next thing I think is guide signs on the expressway. You going to Cedar Point, you're going to Chicago, you're going to anywhere in the interstate, because if you don't know how to read signs, you're going to be lost. Well, I got my phone. Your phone doesn't always work. It might be on an update. It could almost be dead, like my phone was. We used to read maps, but you guys don't read maps anymore because I'm a school teacher. You don't read maps. You don't know where anything is. I used to do a map activity. I had 30 maps. I'm not going to say where I got the maps from. I had 30 maps. We would do map activities. I would have my students in groups of 2 planning your route. Houston to Prairie View, Prairie View to Dallas, Detroit, Michigan to the UP, Iowa to Indiana. How long would it take you? So there are many different activities, but you guys don't open maps anymore. You don't even know what they are. And Google Maps has taken over. I'm just being real with you. Everything is digital now. So you still need to know how to read a map. And you still need to understand if you need to take a different route. There are a lot of roundabouts here in the United States. Roundabouts are more common. And on your road test, guys, you're going to do more roundabouts. You got to learn to yield. But a lot of people panic. Less than 10 years ago, we didn't have roundabouts. Are you kidding? Every big intersection is a roundabout. So you have to know how to navigate safely through. If you're making a right turn, turn on your blinker. If you're making a left, just before you get in, turn on your left turn signal, yield, check traffic, go in. Okay? So you need to understand about roundabouts. You need to understand about signs. You need to understand what side the gas tank is on, the fuel door, because you'll drive mom's car, it's on the passenger. You drive dad's car, it's on the driver. You might be in the semi truck. You got 2 tanks on both sides. Okay. And going on the interstate, you're going to go to those super big, convenient places with semi trucks in one area, trucks and trailers in another, and cars. So you got to learn how to deal with that. I thought that was very positive. Okay, let's